welcome. My name is John, and I'm just here to discuss movies on the YT. And if you'd like to join that discussion, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date on my channel. And today I am continuing my monster movie review series with Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I've already previously reviewed 2014's Godzilla as well as Kong Skull Island, so check those out as well as the other monster movies I reviewed. And so let's get started. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, there's this orca that can basically speak and awaken the titans, these humongous monsters, and these basically eco-terrorists get their hands on it and their hands on a scientist to use it. These eco-terrorists end up waking up King Ghidorah, which makes all the monsters go crazy, and they have to use Godzilla to stop him. So getting into the action, I think the action is really good. I enjoy the action quite a bit. I love the style and look. That being said, this is probably going to be fairly controversial of a statement. I think it's the worst action in the MonsterVerse, because I think Kong Skull Island has better individual monster fights. And Godzilla, even though you don't necessarily see Godzilla full scale in the way you do in this movie, the action itself, even though it is filmed much more like a war movie, and I feel like the action in 2014's Godzilla is much, much more engaging, suspenseful, and thrilling than the action in this movie. And getting into the acting and the characters, in my opinion, these are the worst characters in the MonsterVerse. I said in the 2014 Godzilla review that those were by far the best characters, and I still stand by that after rewatching all three of these movies. I think the acting is actually on par with Skull Island, even though I think Skull Island on paper has a much better cast. I just think this cast actually brought more effort. That being said, the characters were worse. They kind of just do whatever they have to do to get the plot going. Kyle Chandler's character, 1 minute, is doing whatever he can to get to his daughter. Then the next scene, he's just sat casually sitting around trying to help people, which doesn't advance his goal of getting back to his daughter. Whereas in 2014's Godzilla, Aaron Taylor Johnson's character for the entire movie is motivated to getting back to San Francisco to help his family. All of his decisions are made to reach that goal. In this movie, you don't get any of that, except with one exception. And it's a character that was in both of the MonsterVerse Godzilla movies, and that is Dr. Serizawa, played by Ken Watanabe. I think Dr. Serizawa has clear motivations, a clear emotional backing, and I think he's by far the best character in the entire MonsterVerse universe. And getting into the visuals, I mentioned this a little bit in the action. I think the visuals are awesome in this movie. It's probably the most visually stunning out of all three of these movies. I love the lighting, I love the coloration, and the special effects that they use to create that coloration. And just the cinematography in general, I think, is really good. That being said, for as much as all three of these MonsterVerse movies rely on a lot of CGI, I don't think any of them actually have the best possible CGI. I think it's all doable and believable CGI, but I don't think it's quite as good as I might want it to be or would like it to be. And now getting into the story. The story here is really just people doing whatever they have to do in order for the monsters to meet each other in battle. There's not really much of a story here, and even thematically speaking, you have this environmental theme that they try to do, but it feels shoehorned in one villain statement and then never returned to. And so this is really just a MacGuffin story with the orca, and beyond that, I don't even think it's really that much of a story. It's just the characters doing whatever they have to move the movie along. All of that being said, I still liked the dynamic and idea they had for this main family here with Kyle Chandler, Millie Bobbie Brown, and Vera Farmiga. I liked the idea of what they were going for with that story and plotline. I just think they executed it pretty badly. There are elements to the writing that I really did enjoy, mainly Easter eggs to the original 1954 classic Godzilla, which is practically a masterpiece. And that is, you have the oxygen destroyers, which was a nice Easter egg. Granted, they were government made in this, where in the original it was a scientist, a standalone independent scientist that made it. And then even Dr. Serizawa's sacrifice was a callback to the beautiful, beautiful finale of the original Godzilla classic. And so I really did kind of appreciate a lot of those Easter eggs. And getting into the sound, I think the score and music is probably the best out of all three of the MonsterVerse movies. But I still think the sound design is a little better in 2014's Godzilla, just because it utilizes more suspenseful use of sound, whereas this one, it just feels more like a generic blockbuster. And so overall, you can probably tell I have a lot of issues with the story and the characters in this movie outside of Serizawa, but I do think there's enough good quality monster action, even if it's not the best in the franchise, and some awesome visual flair to the movie to make this a pretty enjoyable watch nonetheless. This is kind of on par with Kong Skull Island for me. I think Kong Skull Island has the best individual monster fights. I think 2014's Godzilla is the best made movie overall, but I think Godzilla King of the Monsters is a better popcorn movie out of all three of these movies. And so, because I do think there's a lot of popcorn flick nature to this movie, I think I will give Godzilla King of the Monsters a positive score of a 3 out of 5. Thanks for watching this video. Go ahead and share your thoughts on Godzilla King of the Monsters in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smash that thumbs up icon, smash that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell as well to stay up to date. Hopefully, I can get out a couple more of these monster movie reviews. I still want to do a review of Peter Jackson's King Kong, as well as the 1963, I believe, King Kong versus Godzilla. And so stay tuned for that, and I will return next time when I see you again.